Here's Prescott. Over the middle, fire, caught, CeeDee Lamb, touchdown, Dallas. Cowboys bring press team, Albert season, fires, intercepted, it's another pick six. Now across the 45. 20, Stafford is sacked. There it is, that pass rush, and it's Micah Parsons.
What up, Cowboy Nation? It's your boy Big D over here on Big D Media. Do me a favor before we get started. Like, comment, subscribe. Share this video. Hit that notification bell so you'll know anytime we dropping content here on the channel. Now it is the end of week 9. It's Monday, but yesterday was a good day of football in the NFL, especially in the NFC. They had some good conference matchups that had a lot of playoff implications on them. And those were 2 of the 3 big games that I thought were yesterday, 3 of the biggest matchups yesterday. The game in Germany between the Chiefs and the Dolphins, the Sunday night football matchup between the Bills and the Bengals, and of course, our matchup, the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in the game of the week. So, first game we'll go over today was the game in Germany between the Chiefs and the Dolphins. Both teams came in the game 6-2. Chiefs moved to 7-2 with the win, 21-14, dropping the Dolphins to 6-3. And my opinion on this game, the Chiefs and the Dolphins looked very sluggish. I think these games where we traveling to test the waters with these fan bases, I don't think those should happen so late in the season. They should either be preseason games. I really feel like they should just be preseason games. I don't feel like we should be making these players travel so far during the season, especially when they deal with so many injuries and things like that. But I think these things should be done during the preseason. But needless to say, the boys played yesterday in Germany. It was a defensive battle between both teams. I thought we would get an offensive battle in this game, considering these are 2 of the better offenses in the league. Didn't quite go that way. So offensively for the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa went 21 for 34 for 193 yards and a touchdown. Raheem Mostert was the leading Dolphin rusher with 12 rushes for 85 yards. Tyreek Hill, again, the leading receiver for the Miami Dolphins, 8 receptions for 62 yards. Defensively, they held the Chiefs to 2 touchdowns all game. They held Travis Kelce to 3 catches for 14 yards, and Chubb and Phillips both had a sack. So defensively, both teams showed up. I think offensively was where they were lacking for the Dolphins. They could not get the full game going. They were pretty tight on Tyreek Hill all day. They took Tyreek out the game and forced them to try to beat them with other players and just couldn't get it done. But offensively for the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes went 20 for 30 for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco was the leading rusher for the Chiefs. He had 16 rushes for 66 yards. Noah Gray was the leading receiver for the Chiefs with 3 receptions for 34 yards. And like I say, Travis Kelce was just held to 14 yards yesterday, so probably should have flown old Taylor Swift out to Germany. Maybe we would have got a better game from Travis Kelce. Needless to say, it was a good defensive battle up there in Germany, and that's where the game was won. The Chiefs scored 1 defensive touchdowns on the lateral back to the safety, took it down the sideline. Big moment in the game and changed the momentum back to the Chiefs. The Dolphins was driving late, had a chance to try to tie the game up. Center snaps the ball over to a head. Tua falls on it. They fall on him. Ball game. So good game between 2 teams that should be there in the end for the AFC. The AFC is a toss-up right now. A lot of teams are right there with their records, especially 2 of the better teams. So we'll see how it goes for the Dolphins in the end, considering they just got their 2 top corners back. Some of these games probably would have went different. Some of these losses probably would have went different had they had them earlier in the year. But good game between 2 good teams, and hopefully everybody came out healthy and they get home healthy. So good game. The Sunday night football slot between the 5-3 Buffalo Bills traveling to Cincinnati to take on the 4-3 Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals moved to 5-3, dropping the Buffalo Bills to 5-4. Bengals pull out the victory 24-18. This was a good game, good back and forth game. This game is always a good game to me. Joe Burrow starting to show that he is healthy and moving around well. That calf injury seemed like it's 100% healed now. And we can see the real Joe Burrow. And Josh Allen still having to do way too much for the Buffalo Bills, considering they lost all these people on defense and not really getting the run game going. Ranked 13 in the run. They came in ranked 13 in the rushing yards. So per game, Josh Allen just having to do way too much. Yesterday, he went 26 for 38 for 258 yards, had a touchdown and an interception. He was also the leading rusher with 8 rushes for 44 yards. Stephon Diggs had 6 receptions for 86 yards, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion. And Dalton Kincaid had a big day with 10 catches for 81 yards. The Bills had 21 first downs. They went 7 for 12 on third down. They did have those 2 turnovers and had a total of 317 yards. Joe Burrow and the Bengals offensively yesterday had a decent day. Didn't really get much out of the running game, but Joe went 31 for 44 for 348 yards, 2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon was the leading rusher with 14 rushes for 37 yards and a touchdown. And T. Higgins was the leading receiver yesterday with 7 catches for 110 yards. They had 23 first downs, right at about 50%, a little bit over 50% on third down, going 8 for 15, 0 turnovers, with a total of 397 total yards on the day. Defensively, they was probably where the game was won for the Bengals. They forced 2 turnovers from the Bills. Bills still having a lot of turnover issues and not causing any turnovers. Defensively, the Bills have really suffered some injuries this year, losing Tre'Davious White, losing Matt Milano, 2 of their leading players on defense, and Von Miller not really being the pass rusher that they brought him in to be is really hurting the Bills right now. But they still right there in the nick of things and should be there at the end of the year. Considering everything they're going through, they still have a winning record and still have plenty of time to improve things. So shout out to both teams for a good Sunday night game. But Bengals pull it out, moving to 5-3. And that is dropping the Buffalo Bills to 5-4. Now, game of the day. Dallas Cowboys traveled a little length to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe this game lived up to all the hype around it. We really had a good day offensively. Didn't make the plays defensively, I feel like, in the end to win it. But needless to say, both teams played a good game. It was another good NFC East rivalry game. Dak Prescott had an amazing day, going 29 for 44 for 374 yards and 3 TDs. Tony Pollard, not so much, 12 rushes for 51 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 11 catches, 191 yards. Didn't break the plane. And the big tight end, Big Fergie, just getting better every week. Ferguson going 7 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, we had 3 sacks, with Micah being the leader yesterday with a sack and a half. Sam Williams also added to it with a strip sack. Defense forced 3 fumbles, but never could fall on it. Philly recovered each one. And that's what hurt us right there. We caused the turnovers, but we didn't get the turnovers. Dallas had 27 first downs, going right at a little less than 50% on third down, 6 for 15, 405 total yards, only 73 yards on the ground. In the red zone, we went 3 for 5 for 75%. So it was a good day. It's just defensively, early. We didn't play well. And that's where Jalen did most of his damage. 17 for 23 for 207 yards and 2 touchdowns. We pretty much held DeAndre Swift to about an average day. 18 rushes for 43 yards. And A.J. Brown had a decent day. He didn't have the 125 day that everybody was hoping for on the Dallas Cowboys, but A.J. Brown had 7 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. And Devontae Smith had 3 catches for 51 yards and 1 touchdown with a dime from Jalen Hurts to the sideline, the back pylon of the end zone. That was a dime. I'm a Cowboy fan, but man, that was a good pass, and they needed it. Defensively, they had 5 sacks, 1 coming on the final drive where we really needed it. Brandon Graham dusted off them old bones and came out and got a sack. In the end, chased Dak to the edge, right to the edge of the pylon where Dak was forced to step out of bounds as he was reaching for the pylon. Reddick had a sack also. Him and Sweat both had 1 sack. Brandon Graham was the leading sack man with a sack and a half, and the old man came out and had a good game yesterday. They had 20 first downs. They were 7 for 14 on 3rd down, right at 50%. Had a total of 292 yards, 109 coming on the ground, 2 for 2 in the red zone. And we just got to find ways to win these games. I said it in the game and in my video before that we can't make these silly mistakes. We cannot get in our own way. And that's exactly what happened in the end of the game. You can blame it on the referees, which were not great yesterday, but they weren't the reason you lost that on those last 5 plays where you were 1st and 5 from the 6-yard line and had a chance to punch it in. You false start. You delay a game. You just can't have that. You cannot have that on the last drive, and you give up a sack. I'd rather you hold right there. Don't give up a sack. Right there, knocking on the door to take the Eagles down at home, moving them to 7-2. But we didn't get it done. The Eagles moved to 8-1. Cowboys dropped to 5-3, scored 28-23 Eagles. I'm very encouraged by what I seen from Dak Prescott yesterday and CeeDee Lamb and the team. Defensively, we got to come out earlier and play. We can't wait till we down to try to stop a team. Can't wait till our back's against the wall and then decide we're going to stop them. We got to come out from the gate and show these teams it's not going to be easy to score. But the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've given up an opening drive touchdown. We got to figure that out. We got to figure that out. And offensively, we got to come out faster also. We got to quit going 3 and out on these first few drives and putting the defense right back on the field. We got to come out and get some good drives going, man. So it was a good game overall. I won't complain from the refs. I won't nitpick what happened in the end. It's just some plays we could have made in the end where we would have won this game. And that's just it. I'm not going to worry about what they did. I'm not going to worry about what the refs did. I'm going to worry about what we did to lose the game. And it's giving up a sack, false starting on the final drive, and a delay of game, which is all on the Dallas Cowboys, and it had nothing to do with the refs. So we right there. I'm really happy about how our team played today. I don't want to seem negative, but those are the things we missing right there, the little things. And when we get those together, we'll be fine. Drop a comment in the box down below. Let me know how y'all felt about the game. I'm Big D over here at Big D Media, man. Thank you guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share these videos. I'm Big D. Go for it.